The manager of a Mexican restaurant claimed the inspector wasn't feeling their energy when she gave them a low score last month.
And a Northside Chinese restaurant undergoing some big changes after their inspection. Here's a look at what was happening behind their kitchen doors. China Harbor, located in the 17,000 block of Highway 281 North, got an 80 on their July inspection. It also appears to have been their final inspection. The business was closed this week when we stopped by, and crews were clearing the place out. How long have you guys been working?
For about a week now.
The inspection report stated the business was going through an ownership change. A sign on the front door says they closed at the end of July, and a new seafood and sushi buffet will open in its place later this year. Alamo Cafe in the 14,000 block of 281 North earned an 82 on their July inspection. Equipment was dirty with grease and debris. There was mold on surfaces where glasses are stored, and some caulking was also moldy. Workers were caught adjusting hats and blowing their noses, then continuing to work without hand washing. One worker handled food with their bare hands. The inspector gave them 10 days to clean things up or face a re-inspection. El Charro de Jalisco at 8388 Marbach comes in with a 75. Food in a walk-in cooler was way too warm at 70 degrees. Other foods on the cook's line were also above temp. They were all put on ice. Employees didn't wash their hands. Those unwashed bare hands were then seen touching tacos that were served to customers. Manager Miguel Garcia came outside to talk. He claimed the inspector just wasn't feeling their vibe that day.
She wasn't low-key, like, feeling our side, like our energy, so, I mean, that was, I don't know if it was personal, but that was on her.
But you guys are doing a better job, you'd say?
Yeah.
Taqueria Nuevo Vallarta in the 3400 block of Roosevelt also earned a 75. They had to throw out food cooked the day before because it was too warm. Food that was above temp in a reach-in cooler under the grill was also tossed out. Knives in the rack they were stored on were dirty with food debris. Workers weren't washing hands or changing gloves, and the cook was touching food with their bare hands. The inspector left a long list of items to be corrected for a re-inspection. For Behind the Kitchen Door, Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News. Clear the energy here.
Yes.
Scientists around the world are tracking a new mutated COVID-19 variant.
Yeah, the strain is called BA.286, and it's been under a special watch by the World Health Organization since Thursday. So far, only a handful of cases have been reported in 4 countries, including here in the U.S., after one case was reported in Michigan. Doctors don't know how transmissible this new strain is or how powerful it could become. But CDC Director Dr. Mandy Cohen says the variant should not be cause for alarm and that the agency is more prepared than ever to respond to changes in the virus.
Around America, lawsuits by 2 California men who accused Michael Jackson of sexually abusing them when they were children will be allowed to resume. The 2 men are suing companies owned by the late singer. They claim employees of MJJ Productions and MJJ Ventures were complicit in the alleged abuse and claimed the employees owed a, quote, duty of care to the boys and failed to take steps to prevent Jackson's alleged actions. Michael Jackson's estate denies all the abuse claims. The lawsuits were first filed in 2013 and 14, but were dismissed in recent years after a judge ruled the companies had no legal duty to protect the boys from Jackson. Now it's back in court again.
A teen is dead and 8 other people were sent to the hospital after a shooting erupted at a West Philadelphia block party. It happened after midnight this morning on the west side of the city. The person who died was a 19-year-old man. The other victims' ages range between 17 and 51. They're all listed in critical condition. Almost 40 shots were fired at the scene, and police still don't know what led to that gunfire, and no arrests have been made in the shooting.
Still no end in sight to the strike between the Writers Guild of America and major Hollywood studios. That strike began more than 3 months ago, shutting down most TV and movie productions in the U.S. and delaying many upcoming movies and shows. In a message to members, the Guild confirmed the 2 sides plan to meet again next week. The WGA has held talks each of the last 4 days with the Alliance of Motion Picture and TV Producers, but the 2 sides apparently remain very far apart on several of the major issues.
A local park seeing a spike in crime. What the SA River Foundation and police are doing about the problem next on the Nightbeat.
Okay, we told you about the 3D model of Confluence Park being stolen a little more than a week ago.
But that's just the latest thing that's been stolen from a local park.
Yeah.
The Night Team's John Paul Barajas reports plaques and an interactive microphone have all been stolen in the last few months.
A 3D model, an interactive microphone, and 2 bronze plaques all stolen in a matter of weeks.
To the community, they were a great value. As far as the value of street value and cost of what you could get when you sell it for steel or something like that, extremely minimal. Financially, it's a significant impact because, of course, we're going to manage that feature or that asset back to its original design intent.
Tommy Mitchell with the San Antonio River Authority says he's not sure if people are stealing for the sake of selling the items or just to cause damage.
If we don't take care of the public art in our community, then it's all going to be locked up. It's going to be in museums and private residences, and then that's a loss for all of us.
Fred Asiliksen serves as the executive director of the San Antonio River Foundation. He tells us the stream mic at San Pedro Creek Culture Park has also been vandalized multiple times. Now, after several repairs, it's missing.
When people come up to the microphone and speak into the microphone, their sounds trigger lighting.
The artist's goal was to grow engagement and perception of nature. The 3D model at Confluence Park is also art with a purpose.
And they would see the path of the water and how the park directs water to certain areas so we can capture it and reuse it. Every field trip, they stop there. And tens of thousands of students have come through here since 2018.
As for the stolen plaques, they commemorate the Bexar County Commissioner's Court for their funding to create a spotted park. Both Asiliksen and Mitchell say the people responsible are not just stealing from parks, but San Antonio residents and visitors.
I want you to appreciate your own backyard, your community. Think about the impact that you not only have with stealing this piece or the damage that you may cause, but what is the impact to the community and the culture?
Again, that was John Paul Barajas reporting. San Antonio police are aware of all 3 incidents. Meanwhile, both the San Antonio River Authority and Foundation say they're looking to replace the stolen items, and they're also planning to add more security cameras to their parks.
All right, let's go back outside with live cam here tonight. Temperature still in the low 90s here in San Antonio. All right, so earlier we were talking about how our high of 103 today was the 21st consecutive day where our afternoon temperature has been at least 100 degrees. But here's a check-in on where we stand for the entire year. Today also marked the 54th triple-digit day, and we are still expecting a few more as we head into the back half of the weekend and even into next week as well. So here's your Sunday again, upper 70s expected, 94 by lunchtime, 103. The high temperature still triple digits on Monday, 103 degrees expected. But as we try to find some of that tropical moisture move into parts of south central Texas, when we combine that with the added cloud cover that we'll likely find as well, temperatures might actually not reach the century mark Tuesday and into Wednesday. But we are expecting more triple digits on the backside of that. So we'll talk about that, plus these rain chances a little bit more in depth after the break.
Well, I just think it's a big deal that we've got even the smallest rain chances, and I know that it's just been the historical heat that we've been talking about. But
I'm ready to break all the records.
Yeah.
We're close. We got close last year.
If
He's
we've been
really into it.
doing all of the things, we might as well get credit
That's
for
right.
it, right?
We didn't last year. We gave up.
We
will
were
not
very
give up
close,
this year.
second place for the highest number of triple-digit days. Hey, and we might be pretty close to that again this year, especially depending on how late next week and next weekend all shakes out, because yes, we still have more triple digits in the forecast. So let's get you a look at those weather headlines and what we'll still be monitoring into early next week. More heat expected tomorrow and into Monday, all as we monitor that tropical wave moving into and through the Gulf of Mexico. And that is what could fling in some additional tropical moisture into South Texas, especially on Tuesday. And that's when we'll be monitoring those rain chances that work back into our forecast here in the San Antonio area. So here's the overall setup. Yes, it has been so hot over the past several days, all thanks to our heat high pressure. Watch what happens though in the upper levels of the atmosphere here, especially as we head into Monday. That's going to work its way farther northward, and as it does so, it loosens its grip ever so slightly on us here in south central Texas and opens the door for that tropical wave to approach deep south Texas. And you can see this green color here. That's the tropical moisture that's going to filter in along with it. Now, what we'll need to monitor, just how far northward can that tropical moisture make it. As of right now, most of us dry again on Monday. A 10% chance for a stray shower, especially later in the day. A 30 to 40% potential on Tuesday. That's going to be the best time frame to find some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms. And then sure, maybe a lingering shower or two possible, especially into early Wednesday as that low pressure system starts to weaken and move farther off to the west. So here again is our most consistent model, the trends that we've been watching over the past several days for who could find the heavier and more beneficial rainfall. You can see it is not looking to be a widespread heavy rainfall event for us here in south central Texas. Unfortunately, better chances of finding some rain still look to sit well off to our south here in San Antonio. And also, unfortunately, as we overlay the latest drought monitor that we got in on Thursday, that rain will help out for places like Laredo, stretching over to Corpus Christi and Brownsville. But the worst drought that we still do have continues to sit across portions of the hill country and for us here in San Antonio. So hopefully in the weeks ahead, we will be able to find a more significant pattern change for us that will allow us to get some more beneficial rain over those areas. But as we were talking about, maybe a slight break in the triple digits, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, and the added cloud cover that is expected to work our direction. But then after that, that low pressure moves westward. We see more sunshine return, and we are expecting more triple digits into Thursday and Friday and even into early next weekend. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that. All right, we've already talked about what's happening out there in the Atlantic basin, but I did want to touch on Hurricane Hilary yet again. Right now, it is a Category 1 hurricane as it does approach Baja California, could make landfall there as early as tomorrow and then start to work its way into Southern California. This is the latest flooding risk issued by the Weather Prediction Center. Some areas could see a year's worth of rain in a matter of hours. 3 to 6 inches of rain, localized 10 plus, certainly possible, especially near Palm Springs and just east of Los Angeles. So certainly something that we're going to continue to keep eyes on for friends and family out that way over the next 48 to 72 hours. But until then, we are in the low 90s right now here in San Antonio and surrounding areas. Upper 70s expected tomorrow morning, flipping around to about 103 degrees, that forecast high here in town. Same into our Monday. Tuesday, we mentioned this a little bit earlier as well, is also going to be a breezy day with that low pressure system passing off to our south. I think winds will be out of the east, gusting upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour. And then they'll start to settle down again into Wednesday with those triple digits returning by late next week.
Let's go for 59. Let's go for 60. If you're not your first, you're last.
Let's
right?
do it.
Let's break it. Thanks, man.
Look at Tim rooting for the Heat. Never thought I'd see that.
I just want to break the record, man.
You're a winner,
I feel like
Tim.
I'm here. I need to be a part of this.
He's a winner.
I want to brag.
You know who else is winning?
Who?
SAFC. Yeah, we're so proud of them, Mary.
Yes, we are. SAFC is on a 4-game win streak, but can they keep the good times rolling today? And the Rangers and Astros on a bit of a losing skid coming up. The AL West leading Texas Rangers are up against the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers. Not the outcome the Rangers wanted. They dropped Game 2 of the series 6-1. The Bats just couldn't wake up.
A lot of swings and misses today. We got to find a way to do a little better job of putting the ball in play. I think we had 18 strikeouts today, and that's probably not going to work, as you saw. And so anyway, we need to flush this and then come back and bounce back and get back to who we are, and that's doing some little things there, like maybe putting it in play.
The series finale is tomorrow with first pitch at 1:35 in the afternoon. The Houston Astros hosting Seattle in Game 2 of their 3-game series. Jose Altuve in the 5th inning, the newest member of the 2000 hit club after that line drive to left field. He was thrown out trying to stretch the single into a double. The Mariners, though, walk away from this one victorious 10-3. Houston will try to avoid getting swept tomorrow with righty Hunter Brown on the mound. San Antonio FC hosted Monterey Bay FC tonight at Toyota Field. The match ended in a scoreless draw. So SCFC, who came into the day atop the USL Western Conference, walks away with 1 point, while Sacramento Republic won their match. So they regain the top spot. More on this tomorrow on IR. Unfortunate outcome, but it's okay. They walk away with a point.
Exactly.
0-0, and they still get a point. I do not understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I saw the 0-0. I looked straight at him. Okay, anyway.
Eyes about rolled out of my head. Thanks, Mary.
I like it, though, so that's what matters. We'll be right back. We are now less than a week away from the 2023 KSAT Pigskin Classic. Tickets now on sale on our website, ksat.com. Just scan the QR code on your screen to see all of our ticket options. It kicks off Friday the 25th, followed by our triple header Saturday the 26th. And we'll be there.
We will. We'll see you there next week. And our KSAT community team also excited to collect donations for the San Antonio Food Bank during all 4 of those games next Friday and Saturday. Just scan that QR code on your screen right now to make a donation, or you can just head to our website, ksat.com, to see the full list of the items the food bank says they need the most.
All right, one final look at your 7-day forecast. Still hot tomorrow into Monday. We'll monitor the chance for some rain on Tuesday and into early Wednesday, and then more triple digits take us into next weekend.
You know what this was? The last time we're on time on a Saturday, probably until after Christmas.
But we have football.
We do have that.